We have an infinite plane of uniform dielectric, which is uniformly charged with extraneous charge of space density rho. So we have this dielectric, and inside of which we have an external charge with a uniform charge density rho. So this plus represents that external charge which is filled all around the dielectric. In first part, we need to find the field and potential. And in second part, we need to find the surface and space densities of the bound charge. So we are going to do this within the scope of our high school physics. So we'll not use engineering physics, we'll use the fundamentals and find out the answers of surface and space densities. It's a bit complicated, a bit, not much, but let's do the easy part first, where we need to find the field and potential. So the charge density is uniform, so let's use Gauss law. So we have a surface, area is A, and because it is symmetrical about the center, we can see that electric field will be towards right here and towards left here. So Gauss law inside a dielectric. So inside a dielectric, Gauss law, you just need to put an epsilon in when we write Q in by epsilon naught. That is the Gauss law inside dielectric. So electric field E into 2A is equal to Q in. So Q in is rho into volume. Volume is 2x into A. Rho into 2x into A by epsilon naught. This will give E in as rho x by epsilon naught. Now we can find the potential also inside by minus E dot dr, and it has given that potential at the center line, this center plane, is 0. So limits of V in will be from 0 to V, and E dot dr limits will be from 0 to R. So you put that here, that's a standard result, and we will get minus rho x square by 2 epsilon naught. This is the potential inside. Now electric field outside. So again we'll use Gauss law, but this time the point is outside dielectric, so we will not use epsilon here, we'll only use epsilon naught. So E out into 2A is equal to the charge enclosed, which will be only because of this 2D distance. So I'm not drawing the surface outside, but you can imagine that the only charge enclosed will be between these two. So rho into 2D into A by epsilon naught. This will give E out as rho D by epsilon naught. And now that we want to find the potential, we will go from the surface to that point. Because we know that the potential at the surface is, we have already derived here. So in V in, if we put x as D, we will get potential at the surface. So surface to V out is equal to again minus E dot dr, and this time we will put E as E out. So minus rho D by epsilon naught into, this should be dx. No, actually it was fine. So just x, because E out is constant, so minus E dot dx will be just x. And limits will be from D to x, from surface to that point. So we do that, and this V surface will take on the right side, and the value of V surface will be minus rho D square by 2 epsilon naught, and you will get the potential. Now we need to plot it, so let's plot the field first. So inside it's proportional to x, so it's going to be a straight line, and after that it's constant, so constant. Potential inside is an inverted parabola, because proportional to minus x square, so it's an inverted parabola until it reaches the surface, and after it reaches the surface it's minus constant times x, so a straight line with a negative slope. It's going to be like this. So these are the electric fields and potential inside and outside the dielectric. Now let's find the surface and space densities of the bound charge. So don't be scared, first of all, you will understand everything what I am going to explain, and everything is within what we already have learned of the basic mathematics. We are not going to use any higher level mathematics for this. So the surface and space densities of the bound charge. So we are not talking about the extraneous charge here. Now, if you see this same dielectric in a different way, so try to imagine the molecules which are kept instead of the dielectric as a whole. So one thing we know is that field at the center is 0. So let me just show you it here. So our field, you can see it is E inside is rho x by epsilon naught. So when x is 0, the field is 0. And as you move away, the field is increasing. That means as you move away, more and more molecules will start to polarize. So near to the plane, center plane, there is no polarization. As you move away, more and more molecules start to polarize. So that's what this diagram represents. So initially near the center, there is almost nothing. And as you move away from the center, you can see more and more molecules start to polarize. So this minus and plus represents one molecule. This represents one molecule. This represents another molecule, like this. So when it polarizes, because the extraneous charge is positive, the negative charge will be towards the center in both sides. So every new you can say that the new molecules that start to polarize as you move away from the center, so there will be more in number as you move away, and they will start with minus, then plus, then minus, then plus, and like that. So if you take an inside element somewhere, so you can quite imagine that inside that surface there will be more negative charges, and just outside the surface it will be the rest of the positive charges. So inside, as you are closer to the center line, there will be more negative, and as you move away, so you can see at the extreme end it will be all positive, because all these series of molecules, their positive ends are going to be collected at the end. Same here also. So inside it's all negative near the center, and outside it's all positive, but in between also some negative keeps adding up. And for that negative charge which keeps getting added up, we need to find the surface and space densities of that. So let's take a surface like this here. So like we discussed, just behind the surface we'll have a negative charge. Just outside the surface we'll have positive charge, but we are not bothered about the outside charge because we are going to use the Gauss law. So we are only bothered about the charge inside this surface. So let's say the charge density is rho x of this. We are not putting any signs now. The signs will automatically come to be negative. So let's say the charge density is sigma x here. So symmetrically here also it will be sigma x. And once again these planes are just inside the surface. So now we can use the Gauss law, and without dielectric, because we are replacing the dielectric with the bound charges. So we don't need dielectric anymore. So the same effect we are generating by bound charges. So E into 2A is equal to Q net by epsilon naught. And Q net is because of the extraneous charge and because of the bound charges. So E we have already seen, E inside is rho x by epsilon naught times 2A is equal to Q net. Q net is because of the extraneous charge, rho into 2x into A, plus due to these two plates, 2 times sigma x into A by epsilon naught. So epsilon, most of the things will get cancelled, and you will get rho x is equal to minus rho x 1 minus 1 by epsilon. So as expected, our charge density inside the surface is negative. Now, of course, if you move away to the edge, then all the charges are positive. So visually you can see it's going to be like this. So on the edges, charges are positive. So if we want to find the surface charge density on the extreme ends, then that's going to be plus. plus of rho into, instead of x we'll put d times 1 minus 1 by epsilon. So this rho x represents the charge density just inside a surface, and this rho d represents the charge density at the extreme ends. So this is our surface charge density. Now let's talk about space density. So at a distance x, let's take a small volume, and we need to find what is the space density in this volume. So simply said, if it has a charge dq and it has a volume dv, then we need to find dq by dv. That will be the space density here, space charge density. So let's represent it by rho. Actually, we are using rho here also. So let's say it is rho r. Yes. So we need to find rho r. So it is dq by dv. Now what is dq? So we can write dq as the surface charge on the external plate minus surface charge on the internal plate. So we have two plates on the left and the right. So dq we can write as sigma x plus dx into a minus sigma x into a, or a times d sigma, right? And dv, volume of this element, is dx into a. So now we can write rho r, which we need, as dq by dv. So is equal to a d sigma by a dx. So d sigma by dx, from here it is minus rho 1 minus 1 by epsilon, which is our answer. So you can see that we have solved this problem of surface and space densities with the bare fundamentals. So once again, quickly I'll recap the whole question. Let me recap. So we needed to find the electric fields and potentials. So because the rho is uniform, we did it with Gauss law. So Gauss law inside dielectric, we need to put q in by epsilon epsilon naught. From there we found field, and once we found field, we could find the potential. So the potential inside and outside we could find and then plotted it. Now here we needed to find the surface and space densities. So we have seen that the inside of the surface will always have more negative charge than outside of the surface. So if you take any surface, just inside the surface you will have a charge density sigma x. So using that, we use the Gauss law without dielectric. So this time we will not use epsilon here, only epsilon naught. And electric field we used from what we already derived, times 2a. So here, from here we got sigma x. And sigma x is negative, and at the extreme end sigma is going to be positive. Space density, so using the values of sigma, we saw that is d sigma by dx, which gave our answer. Now one more thing, you might be thinking that why the surface charge density is only here, why not it is somewhere in the center? So you can see here that if you go towards the center, the negative and positive charge of every molecule will cancel each other out. So the net charge because of the molecules inside is 0. So only charge developed here is because of those molecules whose negative charge is inside and positive charge is outside this plane. So that will generate a sigma x inside, and it will also generate a positive sigma x outside, but we are not bothered about that in this question. But in next question we will use that also. So here it is just sigma x inside the plane, which we needed to find our answer. Actually sigma x was the answer. So you can just imagine also, because every new molecule that starts to get polarized, it will have a negative charge on the left. So if you take any plane, it will have more negative charge on the left and more positive charge on the right. So I suggest you just watch this carefully, and I think you will get it. Yeah, that's it. All right.